Who are we talking to?
Ourselves. Welcome back to the Mc&Marren podcast. Just a refresher in case you have missed the last couple of episodes. For the month of October, we are reviewing family-friendly Halloween movies. Each Wednesday of the week of October, we will be discussing a different movie. And this week's movie is the 1988, I'm going to call it a classic, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. This was my jam as a kid. I loved this movie.
Yeah, same. I actually remember seeing it on Cartoon Network during the Boomerang series where they have it played on Halloween.
Yeah, last week Colin kind of talked about how it wasn't Halloween for him till he saw Scary Godmother. For me, if I hadn't seen Halloween Town or Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, it wasn't Halloween yet. So, brief synopsis before we delve into some of the wonderfulness about this movie. Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School is Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy-Doo take on teaching positions at Miss Grimwood's School for Ghouls.
Yeah, they actually took jobs as gym teachers,
where they will teach the next generation of monsters, more specifically, the daughters of the classics, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, and the Invisible Man or Phantom.
And as well as the werewolf.
And the werewolf, I'm sorry, I forgot
I believe he's based on Phantom of the Opera.
They never really say this with these characters. While they're there, though, they meet another terrible creature in the form of Revolta.
The Witch of the Web.
The Witch of the Web, who has a dastardly plan to use the girls to basically take over the realm of evil.
And as well as that, all that's going on, the girls are facing a volleyball match with a military school for boys next door in Colonel Calloway's cadet school.
So hilarity, jokes ensue. It is classic Hanna-Barbera comedy.
Yeah, I mean, Scooby-Doo, it's Hanna-Barbera's longest running franchise, so we all know the characters, we all know the formula, but one thing we did want to talk about was that, so when everyone talks about Scooby-Doo movies, and they're talking about Halloween Scooby-Doo movies, the first one they want to talk about is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, which I gotta be honest, which was the first one I thought of because that is my favorite Scooby-Doo Halloween movie.
But that's the one that everybody goes to.
Well, there's a reason for that, but what I was getting to was that while Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island's whole tagline was, "This time the monsters are real," and this came out in '99. However, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, and then its follow-up, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, this came out in 1988, as Tori said. So Ghoul School did it first.
Yeah, Ghoul School, the original one where this time the monsters are real. However, I guess it's fair to say that they weren't full-fledged. They're monsters in training.
Yeah, there weren't full-fledged monsters yet.
Also, it just occurred to me, Revolta is pulling a sky high.
She is pulling a sky high, which we need to talk about that movie at a later date, because talk about underappreciated movies. Sky High, definitely. So the main girls that you meet, I'm going to try to remember everyone's name here. But first, my favorite character, who's not one of the ghouls, but is a part of the Ghoul School, is Matches. This tiny little dragon. Absolutely adorable, fire-breathing menace called Matches.
Yeah, and Scooby has a really bad habit of falling and sitting on him and ends up getting his tail singed.
But there's a great joke where Shaggy says, "I just wish Scooby would learn to stop playing with matches." Tis. So the ghouls, the Grimwood girls include
Sabella, who is the daughter of Count Dracula.
Note, not the same Count Dracula that is in The Reluctant Werewolf. They are two different counts.
Winnie the werewolf.
Yep. We have Elsa Frankenteen. Unfortunately, they could not get the copyright for Frankenstein, so that was their fun little way around it.
Except Frankenstein does appear in The Reluctant Werewolf. He is one of the racers.
Oh, well. Then we also have what was her name? Oh, Phantasma, who is a Ghost, but really heavily inspired by Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. And then you have Tanis, the daughter of the mummy.
Tanis is the youngest of the girls.
And she is also an adorable little angel mummy.
Yeah, so it's very clear, these are obviously based off the classic Universal movie monsters.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's a lot of, that's actually one of the reasons why Revolta is going after them. It's because of who their fathers are.
She quoting her, she says, after she talks about, they're going to become strong like their parents, but they've gone soft. Apparently, Revolta thinks having children makes one soft.
Actually, you kind of make them more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because, so, not to kind of spoil it a little bit, but kind of jump to it a little bit. So, they actually, the girls have... Yes. The girls have what they call a Halloween open house, where Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy meet their parents, or more or less their fathers. And, they meet, they have a good time, they have, Scooby and Shaggy are scared out of their minds because they're obviously meeting real monsters. But
Scrappy does not care.
Yeah.
Scrappy, and I was telling Justin this earlier, this is one of the things that I love about Scrappy that a lot of people don't like. Scrappy-Doo, prior to the live-action movie, the character Scrappy-Doo in the older adaptations is just a joy. He is a ray of sunshine. He is a glass half full kind of character. I mean, literally, he comes up with the bright side of everything. Shaggy and Scooby are having near-death experiences, and he's like, this will be great for our character.
He's also foolhardy and doesn't know when he's in actual mortal peril.
I still think it's a fun character.
Also,
I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary Scrappy hate.
Also, for the record, this is the second to last time Scrappy-Doo will be seen in an animated format. The last one being the next movie, Reluctant Werewolf, because after that, Scrappy is not seen again until the live-action movie, Scooby-Doo Mystery Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they have this Halloween open house. Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy meet their fathers, and everyone has a good time until they're about to leave. And basically, all the fathers threaten Scooby and Shaggy, and basically saying that take good care of their daughters, or you will have the wrath of all monsterdom coming down upon you.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would not want to be the bad side of any of those monsters.
No.
Imagine trying to explain this to Velma or Daphne
Yeah.
or Fred, who don't
And you know what?
think monsters are real.
I think that part of the reason this movie is not given the love it deserves in the Scooby-Doo pantheon is because it's one of the movies that does not include Fred, Daphne, or Velma.
Yeah, I mean, there's over 30 Scooby-Doo animated feature films, and yeah, this is probably one of the few that do not have the main cast of characters.
But just because it doesn't have 3 members of the Scooby Gang does not mean it is not worth your love and a watch. So if you haven't watched it, please go find it. You can find it on Fandango. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. If you can find it in the stores.
Yeah. Oh, another fact I thought about. Because Shaggy wears a red shirt in this one, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
This and Reluctant Werewolf are the last times Shaggy will wear a red shirt until Cyber Chase.
He wears green.
Where Cyber Chase, they meet their digital selves that are wearing their old outfits.
Yeah.
And the digital Shaggy is wearing
That
red.
is true.
That is a good catch.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about Scooby-Doo, like, Cyber Chase is another really, really good Scooby-Doo animated movie. But, we're talking about the Ghoul School, but there's like I said, there's literally over 30 animated Scooby-Doo films you can probably put on for the whole month of Halloween. But this one...
Watch a different Scooby-Doo every day.
Yeah, but this one really kind of ties into it because it does, like I said before, it does have the classic Universal monsters. The monsters are real, and it feels more like a Halloween type movie.
It does. Now, I think one of the things that me and Justin were kind of impressed when we watched it yesterday in preparation for this podcast because it's been a minute since we'd watched it.
Yeah.
And we start the film, and we get to the introduction of Miss Grimwood. And as soon as I heard her talk, immediately my brain clicked, and I realized who she was. I had never caught on when I was a child, but the voice of Miss Grimwood is the late Phyllis Johns, who many of you might remember as the mother from the original Mary Poppins. Which led us to realize, upon Justin doing some research for today's thing, that this was a pretty star-studded voice acting cast. Justin's going to go through the list. Because Colin, have you looked at it?
No.
All right, so this is Colin's reaction to this list in real time.
So obviously, we have, Casey Kasem as Shaddy Rogers. That's classic. We also have Don Masick as Scooby-Doo and Scrappy. Again, classic. Now, these two guys voiced Scooby, Shaddy, and Scrappy through almost their entire lives, and it was through the original run of the show. Something else that was interesting was that Aaron Lohr, some of you may remember as the voice of Max from a Goofy movie, voices one of the Callaway Cadets.
But if that doesn't spark your brain and you are a fan of 90s hockey movies, that would be Dean Portman, the Bash Brother.
Yes. And also,
Tori's a big fan of the Mighty Ducks.
I'm a big fan of the Mighty Ducks.
It is a great series of movies, and that's probably another one we're going to have to talk about.
We're going to have to talk about We're just going to have to do, like, nostalgia reviews, man.
Nostalgia critic.
Oh, not nostalgia critic.
No.
Don't want to get copyright infringement. No suing.
Sorry, Doug. We're just making a joke. Another one, actually another voice of a Callaway Cadet named Grunt is Jeffrey Cahoon, who is Chunk from the Goonies.
It's Jeff Cohen.
Sorry, Cohen.
Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry.
I know the odds of you actually hearing this podcast are slim and none,
Jeffrey
but...
Cohen. He plays Chunk on the Goonies.
Yes. He did a little bit of voice work, and he was Chunk for the Goonies, and then he stepped out of the acting spotlight, and he became a lawyer.
Yes, he did. I'm trying to...
Which is why I can't get his autograph, because he doesn't go to cons. Jeff, if you'd like to come to a convention anywhere near the Little Rock, Arkansas area, I have a photo from the Goonies. I just need you and Corey to meet me so that I can get it. Complete my picture, please.
See, now you know the only way you're going to get his autograph now is you have to hire him as a lawyer for something.
I know. I can't afford that.
Another one. Ironically enough, a lot of the Callaway Cadets are the ones that have the famous voice actors. Because the one who played another Callaway Cadet is Scott David Menville. He voices Robin on the Teen Titans show, and also on Teen Titans Go. Ugh. Which, to be honest,
sorry, no hatred to your work. We enjoy Teen Titans, but
not
the other one. Not that one.
No. Obviously, we also have Frank Welker, another classic voice actor who does several roles, but he actually provides the voice of Matches. He does Papa Werewolf. He does the Spider-Bats and the two-headed shark that's in the moat.
Did the two-headed shark have a line?
I guess.
That's like saying Alan Tudyk was hey in Moana. Did he have a line?
He was hey.
I went to Juilliard. That is my favorite Alan Tudyk quote. And it's not even from a film.
Nope. And then there was another one. I unfortunately can't find it right now. But he was another really big voice actor that's in this film. He's the voice of Owl from Winnie the Pooh. It was
the one who plays the Grim Creeper.
Oh, that's right. Trying to find his name.
Which is another character, which was Revolta's lackey henchman, and he is probably the scariest thing in this film. That's even comparing him to Revolta. Like, I could have a conversation with Revolta. I don't know if I could have a conversation with the Grim Creeper.
His name is Andre Stotka?
Your guess is as good as mine. He has a very nice name that's spelled Stojka.
Yeah, but along with being the voice of the Grim Keeper or Creeper, sorry. He, like I said, he's the voice of Owl in the Winnie the Pooh movies. So this is a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah, it was made to do well. I mean,
Stochka?
there we go, Stochka.
Stochka.
Thank you, Colin.
Sorry.
Some of us are
I
not
don't know
good
if I'm not.
with other
If
languages.
that's correct.
No.
I feel like that's right.
And clearly some of us are just not good at reading in general.
All right, so let's take a moment now. We're gonna do some reflection. Let's see where we go from this. Okay, our first reflective question: which one of the ghouls of the ghoul girls, one of the students, which one is your favorite? Colin.
Winnie.
Okay, Winnie the werewolf. Okay, why Winnie?
I don't know. She seems the more fun of the group.
Okay.
Tori?
My favorite of the ghouls, not Miss Grimwood. I love Miss Grimwood, but my favorite of the actual ghouls has always been Tanis.
The mummy?
The mummy. I love her little sweetness. Like, she has one of the most terrifying parental figures, and she's just so sweet. And all she wants is to win a trophy to put in her case to impress her parent. That is all she wants, and these mean-spirited cadets will not let her win. Yeah. She's all of 2 foot nothing.
She's an adorable bundle of bandages.
She's an adorable bundle of bandages. And she's all of 2 foot nothing.
Yeah.
But she also has a great moment in the final battle sequence where she shows that, just because you're small doesn't mean you can't do something big.
Yeah. Also, the gift that she gives her father during the Halloween open house.
Yes.
So all the girls make presents for their dads, and she gives her dad a nightlight to brighten the darkest mummy case.
Yes, it's so sweet. It's such a sweet little girl.
Yeah.
Justin?
I actually have 2.
Ooh.
It's kind of a tie between Sabella and Elsa.
Okay.
Elsa, because Frankenstein is probably my favorite out of the Universal monsters. And she's just, she's just so blunt and kind of just matter of fact about everything, and it's just kind of like, okay, and that's kind of like a breath of fresh air. And I also really like Sabella because, she's probably the most fleshed out of the girls. Like, she has the most personality, and she kind of, like, you and I were actually talking about this last night when we were watching it. We think that Sabella is probably the oldest of the girls, and she takes on like this big sister role to the other girls.
Very mature.
So that's probably why she's one of my favorites. That she kind of looks out for the girls at the school.
She's very mature for her unknown age.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
we don't know how old these girls are.
Yeah, we don't know how old they are.
Here's their senior.
I mean, who knows?
I mean, Dracula has been around for
forever
hundreds of years, so Lord only knows how long she's been around.
I mean, that raises the question: at what rate do vampires age?
Yeah.
Do they? Well, she's got to. She's a kid.
Yeah.
Anywho, next question. Favorite Callaway cadet moment? What's a favorite moment featuring a Callaway cadet? Justin.
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
There's a couple of them that actually, because let's all be honest, like right from the jump, the Callaway cadets are made out to be like, the enemy of the girls. They're not made out to be the best people.
No.
They do grow on you after, as the movie goes on, but it's just like from their get-go, it's just like they're kind of elitist because they go to this military school and I am the best at everything.
The Callaway Code says blah, 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 blah.
All the way with Callaway.
I mean, you gotta admit that is a good catchphrase for a military school.
Oh my goodness, Wednesday ripped off Ghoul School.
What?
How?
Wednesday.
Oh
they
my
go
goodness!
To the thing and it's a military school.
Oh my
versus
goodness!
The
Wednesday season 2
yeah,
on Netflix. They go up against
spoilers.
A bunch of like military cadets versus the outcasts.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wow, Tim Burton, we need to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think Hanna-Barbera's lawyers might be calling you.
Yeah.
No, all jokes aside, we don't wish that on anybody, and I am very fond of the Wednesday series. So please continue. Please continue your great work.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have another thought about Winnie. But anyway, I think probably there's one scene where they have to get up early to go on field training in the bog, and they have like this mobile little trumpet thing, and it goes around waking up the cadets.
Like you do.
And then all of them are just like, and one of them says, sometimes I wish you hadn't invented that for the colonel for his birthday. And he's like, next year we're getting him a pocket watch.
Affirmative.
They say that a lot in the movie.
Yeah, whenever somebody wants to agree with someone else, they say affirmative.
I
would say my favorite Cadet Calloway or Calloway Cadet moment is in the bog when, spoiler alert, they get saved by Franny and Tanis because they are going swimming in quicksand, and it shows a great difference between these normal boys, quote unquote normal boys, and these monster girls, because the girls are just like, you're hogging all the good quicksand, that looks like fun, and they're like, get us out of here. But my favorite part of it is that Franny by herself picks up a log and has the strength to get all of the boys out at once.
Yeah. And
yet they still try to claim that Calloway cadets are better than Grimwood girls, and I'm just like, no. She wins. She beat you. Honestly, how are you ever winning any athletic event when she's on the other team?
Also, just for the record, Saturday night cartoons really oversold how much you would have to deal with quicksand in real life.
Yeah.
I have only had to deal with quicksand once in my life.
Zero. I need to hear that story later.
Fun fact, if you go to the Mark Twain National Park in Missouri, there are areas that contain quicksand.
But yeah, like Elsa just grabs like this massive tree trunk and just grab the 3 Calloway cadets they're stuck in the quicksand, and she just tosses them aside like it's a frisbee.
Yeah, and they just go flying. It's like, ah! As you know, you only can in a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Another question. I've already answered this with my answer, but what was, in your opinion, the scariest thing you saw in Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School? So I think it is the creature that is called the Grim Creeper, who is like an octopus plant thing. With one eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, it just gives the ick, as the children say.
Okay. Colin?
I'll be honest, I didn't rewatch that.
For shame. You want me to give you the one that my second runner-up? You can have my second runner-up.
Okay.
Spider Bats.
Okay, now that you mentioned it.
I was terrified of the concept of spider bats when I was little. The thought that bats would weave spider webs and create like headphones that would hypnotize me. That was terrifying as a child. I was really afraid of that.
Okay.
Is that a real thing? No, it is not. Did I know that was not a real thing? Yes, I did. Was I still scared? Yes, I was. See, at least I can look at my childhood and be like, I know I was a weirdo.
For me, it's, again, kind of a tie. I was more scared of Revolta's plants.
Yeah.
Because, so in order to spy on the girls, Revolta had these plants that would either grow or shrink, depending on where they needed to be hidden or not, but they would just have these eyes that would just kind of watch you, and that's how she would spy on the girls and how whatever was happening.
But technically, those were Grim Creeper's plants, because remember, she tells him, next time don't plant your plants so close to the moat.
Okay, but she was using the plants.
Yeah, she was using them, but it's...
And then my second one, again, it's kind of a cliche, but it's just, we don't have children, but, we have nieces and nephews, and if anyone were to hurt these kids, we would go to bat for them. So just the fact that, just the idea of, a father going after someone that would potentially hurt their kid is definitely terrifying, especially when that father is a blood-sucking vampire, a
9-foot-tall Frankenstein,
a werewolf, an undead mummy, and a ghost.
I mean, it's the dream team right there.
Yeah.
Universal Parks just opened a whole area about it.
Yeah. But going back for a second, Colin made a pretty good connection, and I made a different connection too when we were watching these movies. The character of Winnie, who is a werewolf, Hotel Transylvania also caught that concept.
Yeah, in the first Hotel Transylvania movie, there's one female werewolf of the kids, and her name is Winnie. Winnie, front and center.
Yep.
And in the sequel, or no, not the sequel. Yes.
Yeah, the sequels.
No. It's the third movie.
Ah.
It's Hotel Transylvania. It's
the Vacation.
The Vacation. It's Hotel Transylvania Vacation, where they go on a cruise. Winnie gets a sister, so there are 2 female werewolf pups, and they tell us her name. I don't remember the new pup's name. I know it starts with a W.
But all I remember from the new girl is when they're trying to check in the daycare, and she goes, "Fish." Yes, dear. And every time they try and talk, she just says, "Fish."
Well, she's like 2.
Slightly off topic, but the one thing that always gets me in the Hotel Transylvania series is that Wanda and Wayne, 2 werewolf couple, complain about having so many kids, which is a joke because litters are big, yada yada yada. But then, okay, they have kids again, and they keep having kids. If you don't want kids, stop!
This is off topic, but
Yeah, but
it's a good point.
Yeah, but Hotel Transylvania is definitely a series for next year.
Yeah, I think we've all decided that moving forward, every October, each week in the month of October, we will talk about another family-friendly movie, because I do feel like a lot of people, when you say Halloween movie, automatically go to like slasher, horror, creepy things that aren't always friendly for the whole family. And while there is nothing wrong with enjoying a good Friday the 13th movie, not everyone wants to watch Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be scared going to bed. Some of us just want to watch a little mummy girl compete in volleyball.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing seeing things like, because this movie falls under horror. I was like, I don't know if I would classify this
horror comedy
as horror, because
comedy horror.
Because in my mind, I think horror is slashers.
Yeah.
Things that are really scary.
Things that go bump in the night.
Just because something is Halloween related is not horror. It's spooky.
Yeah.
We need to work to integrate a category of spooky.
Yeah.
I think this movie falls into the realm of kooky, not spooky.
Yeah.
But on that note, if you've never seen Scooby-Doo Meets the Addams Family, go watch that.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo actually has a history of meeting some very famous people.
Including, but not limited to, the Addams Family, Batman,
the Harlem Globetrotters,
Dean and Sam from Supernatural,
Kiss,
John Cena, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. So yeah, they have a long history of meeting other characters, but
Sonny and Cher.
But anyway, so we do need to talk about the volleyball scene though, because that was kind of like the high peak of the first act of the movie.
Yeah.
So the main reason why Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy were hired to be gym teachers is to get the girls to win the annual volleyball game against the Callaway Cadets.
So that Tanis will have something to put in her mummy case.
And the Callaway Cadets beat them every year. So they desperately want to win.
So hire some coaches.
Yep, and actually, Shaggy and Scooby and Scrappy, they actually do a pretty good job of teaching the girls.
Oh yes, the warm-up scene is great. I mean, you get your calisthenics, you get your breathing exercises,
yep.
You get swimming.
Does Sabella breathe?
Yes. Well, so
they call it deep shrieking.
They have deep shrieking exercises instead of deep breathing. They have ballet, which is limbering them up and getting them all nice and loose. And
they have the aerobics, essentially their version of aerobics.
Yeah, it's a great workout montage.
Also,
And-
isn't technically Shaggy the actual coach?
Yes, Shaggy is the actual coach because he is the one who signed the contract, but Scooby and Scrappy witnessed the contract because their paw prints are on the contract.
So yeah. And honestly enough though, like out of the main cast of Scooby-Doo, Shaggy's probably the best one to teach them physical fitness because he is the most physically fit out of the quartet.
I mean, yeah, because
They're always
He's
running,
always running.
running for his life.
he's a runner, he's a track star.
I mean, Fred appears to be fit, but the only exercise we see him doing is putting together his traps.
Yeah.
But we also I think the thing that makes Shaggy a good choice for the teacher role over any of the other members of the Scooby Gang is that he knows what it's like to be scared. He knows what it's like to not feel like you're the best or that you don't belong. And that's what these girls are facing is, you know, they don't feel like they're the best because these boys beat them every year. All they want to do is impress their dads. And they don't feel like they're doing that, even though deep down their dads are probably more proud of them than anything else in the world. But so Shaggy can kind of relate to that, and so he's like, "We got this. We can do this. You are, you know, if all you're good at is shrieking, you are going to be the world's best shrieker, and we are going to figure out a way to make that work for the volleyball game."
So the volleyball game happens, and the girls actually hold their own pretty well.
I'm saying there's no reason that they should be losing every year when Frankie's on the team.
Although there is another character that lives in Miss Grimwood's school named Legs, who is a giant spider, and he's the one that makes the net. However, during the course of the game, the net breaks, so he has to fix it, and Miss Grimwood goes, "Legs?"
So, like, there's like 4 times she has to call Legs to come fix it. By the 5th time, Legs just like, I'm not doing it.
It's like, we're
How
not.
about you tell him to stop breaking it?
And then she's like, "I'll give you extra flies for supper." And he's like, "Okay, a dozen extra flies." All right, fine.
There's your lesson for the day, kids. Make sure you get in writing what you want.
Yep.
Also, as we learned from every Scooby-Doo movie and episode, bribery with food works.
Yes.
Yep.
Fear may hold you back.
And we've got some great
But
food
good
talked
food will
about
get
in
you
this
through
film,
it.
too. We have
Poison Ivy Punch.
Poison Ivy Punch. We have Swamp Brownies.
Um,
Fungus Fudge.
which is a Grimwood specialty.
Pizza with beetles, worms, spiders.
It was a bat wings, spider webs, and tadpole tails
And crab apples
that are rotten.
So it is quite a fun take on the food world as well.
But during the volleyball game, the girls, for the most part, actually do pretty well. However, it turns out that the Callaway cadets, using the not following one of the 7 Army values, which is integrity, by the way, cheat. They cheat at the volleyball game.
Which explains how they keep winning.
One of the ways they cheat is they put a sensor or remote control in the volleyball so that if they serve it, it'll automatically either stop, go forward, or speed up, aka cartoon logic.
I mean, yeah.
And then another way they cheat is they actually put a jetpack on one of the players so that they can spike the ball.
Okay, but 2 of the Galloway of the Galloway Ghoul School
Can
can
fly.
fly.
Sabella can turn to a
Sabella
bat.
and Fanty, they can both fly. So that's really not cheating on their part. That's leveling the playing field
But
because
that's
they can't fly.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But the remote sensor, though.
The remote sensor is cheating, but I'm saying that the flying is a gray area.
Yeah.
Because, yes, the remote control is cheating, but when 2 of that team can fly and nobody on this team can fly, that is leveling the playing field.
That's
But
true.
once again, Frankie is a straight up monster on the court. So I want to know, how did they lose all the previous years?
I mean, on her first serve, Frankie like shoots the ball so hard that it not only breaks the net, but
it goes into the ground.
Yeah, like pretty far deep.
Yeah. So it's just, it makes no sense. That's that of all of this chaos and all of this humor, that's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. How are they losing in volleyball every year?
Yeah.
Because it's volleyball. They don't change the sport. They say it's the annual volleyball tournament.
Yeah, it's not like, it's not like, again, Hotel Transylvania, it's not like Monster Ball or anything like that. Yeah, it's just straight up volleyball.
It's not like we're changing it, like where this year we're going to do track and field, and next year we're going to do swimming, and the year next after that we'll do...
Oh, could you imagine if they did track and field?
Baseball.
Against a werewolf and a vampire.
Just keep running.
Yeah, just keep going.
Now there's the question, would Sabella have to run or can she fly?
Well, they actually do that in the jog through the bog where she starts flying, and Winnie's just like, hey, that's not fair. That you're flying, not jogging.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about with Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School?
No, well, not really, but I just wanted to point out that, like, Miss Grimwood, and she actually does have a helper, a floating hand or whatever. That is definitely referencing things from the Addams Family.
Totally. And I think it was a good homage because I feel like it was an homage to Addams Family.
Because, like,
because we've already had, at this point, Scooby-Doo had already met the Addams Family.
Yeah. So, like, Miss Grimwood essentially just, like, she is very much like Morticia Addams.
Oh, she is. If Morticia Addams and there's somebody in my mind.
Describe.
If Morticia Addams and Aggie Cromwell
crossed,
they would create Miss Grimwood.
Yeah.
It's Aggie Cromwell and Morticia Addams.
Because, she makes a lot of, like, poison ivy punch made from scratch. But
fungus fudge with fresh fungus.
Yes. Doesn't it taste a bit moldy?
It always tastes
moldy. You can't tell me that Morticia has made something like that.
Are you kidding? I'm sure there's an entire cookbook here.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that is a good note, is how similar that the Ghoul School is to the Addams Family. And I think that's also probably another reason why I liked it so much as a kid.
That's because it's very much like the Addams Family.
Yes, and when I was really little, my two favorite things to watch when I would go over to my grandparents' house was the original black and white Addams Family and the Munsters. You want to talk about some good, wholesome, not scary, but kooky and spooky fun? There's your shows right there.
Yeah.
But going into kooky and spooky fun for next week we're going to be talking about The Little Vampire.
Yeah, another classic nostalgic Halloween movie.
Starring Jonathan Lipnicki, the guy who was in Loki. And I can't remember his name. He was also in Spice World.
But yeah,
this one is also a star-studded cast, but I can't remember their names right now.
But, yes, next week we'll be talking about Little Vampire. But some final thoughts on Scooby-Doo and the girls and the Ghoul School.
It was Richard E. Grant and Jim Carter, but we'll talk about those guys next week.
Yeah.
But final thoughts on Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. It is a great Hanna-Barbera Halloween film.
Yeah. Definitely underrated within the Scooby-Doo pantheon.
It is underrated in the Scooby-Doo pantheon. Scrappy-Doo deserves more appreciation. And, Colin, final thoughts?
We've still got some time. We could mention the one that comes right after. Yeah.
Nah, next time.
Next year.
Next year.
Next year. We'll try and weave in like a Scooby-Doo movie.
Again, there's a lot of Scooby-Doo.
I mean, we eventually plan on talking about the Disney pantheon of villains. I feel like we're going to be talking about the Scooby pantheon of movies.
Yeah.
First, we have to set them aside by era. Is this the era where the monsters are real or the monsters are fake?
Just last thought on Ghoul School. Just a reminder. Zombie Island wasn't first. Ghoul School did it first.
Yes. Even though I love Zombie Island,
Ghoul School is better.
Ghoul School did it first. But yeah, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School is definitely an underrated Scooby-Doo classic. It's definitely a really good Halloween type movie to put on. There's not a lot of scary imagery for the young kids.
No, it's classic Hanna-Barbera, classic comedy physics apply. No one dies.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, she falls off her broomstick, but she's still in one piece when she does.
Yeah, and it's just, it's classic Scooby-Doo. What else can you really say about it?
And the humor. Yeah. Classic Hanna-Barbera humor.
Classic Hanna-Barbera humor, classic cartoon physics, and it's just
a classic.
Just a classic.
But of course, I always find it funny watching these ones and going, imagine they go back, they meet up with the rest of the gang for like lunch or whatever, and they tell them about, oh, I was a coach for a school of monsters.
Sure you were.
Uh-huh. How many Scooby snacks did you have to eat?
They'll never believe them.
Nope. All right. Well, next week, again, we'll be talking about The Little Vampire. So please tune in next week, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.